Hey guys, Kelly here, and I am the shrinking teacher. I did not shrink very much this week, unfortunately, but I'm not going to beat myself up over it because I definitely deserved the weight that I had this week. So, anyway, we'll go ahead and jump right in. My high weight was 286, surgery weight 266, weight last week was 208.6, and my weight today was 208.4. Wah, wah, wah. So I lost 0.2 pounds this week. I really wanted to get down to 206, which would be 80 pounds, but my body's just not wanting to do that right now. So anyway, let me go ahead and kind of just explain what has been different in the last couple weeks. It was really sad when I put my weight into my Fitness Pal. Like, my weight this whole time has just gone down. Today it went ping. So it just means that I'm not losing this week. Thankfully I have not had a gain in a really long time, or maybe at all. But I have consecutively had quite a few large losses. I've had a 4-pound week. I've had multiple, 2-3 pound weeks. And it's been a while since I've had a stall, really. And I'm not going to call it a stall because I have full hope and faith that it will be right back to that, consistent weight loss next week. So this is my week 16 update. I just did an update several days ago on my 4-month surgery. Thanks to y'all for your comments on my transformation video that had my body shot, skin flicks, etc. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It was definitely took a lot to get me out there to where I would put out a video like that and show my stomach and my loose skin and everything like that. So as far as why I did not lose this week, it is not surprising to me. I have definitely, through tracking my food, realized that I've been letting a lot, not necessarily a lot, I don't know, maybe that's a comment I want you to put. How many grams of carbs versus protein do you get a day? And fat. I have gotten on a really big kick lately of eating avocados, and I usually buy like the bag of 3 or at least a couple of them at a time. And to get them eaten before they go bad, I eat, a whole avocado at a time, instead of at the beginning, right after surgery, I was eating a half of an avocado. And they are really high in fat and they're high in calories, but doggone, they are awesome. Put some salt and pepper on it, or put some tuna salad in it, or have a little bit of cottage cheese with it, and it is amazing. But anyway, they shoot my fat, my percentage of calories from fat way up. They also shoot my calories up a lot without a lot of reward. The other problem that I'm having nutritionally is I am scraping by on my protein. I need to be doing probably more shakes, probably less protein bars, because you really don't get a whole lot of bang for your buck, with 15 grams of protein for something that has 200 calories in it. I need to also be steering away from carbs. I think because I've had such consistent weight loss, I've kind of relaxed the reins a little bit on my nutrition. I have had a little bit more fruit, which I really don't feel guilty about the fruit because it's natural sugar. I just shouldn't be eating, sorry y'all, as much. I mean, I'm not eating fruit every day, and if I want to eat a half of an apple or some strawberries in my shake, I shouldn't feel guilty about it. But plugging in those carbs definitely make a difference in the calories and in the calories and the carbs for the day. In addition to fruit, I'm also probably snacking too much. They're healthy choices. String cheese, deli meat, avocados, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt. I'm making healthy choices, but it's just a matter of not necessarily the quantity, but maybe I'm just eating too often. My carbs have gone up. I found these puffs. They're puff peanuts, and it's like ground up peanuts, but it's basically like a glorified cheese doodle without the cheese. I found it at Aldi, and I thought it would be a good snack, but I got kind of used to, eating a decent sized portion, kind of at night snacking. I have also been having more protein bars. Like for breakfast, they've become a really easy protein for me. But they also have carbs in them. And as far as other things, I'm just nibbling too much. If I make my daughter a bag of pretzels, I might eat a handful of them. I might eat a cracker, a couple of crackers if I'm making peanut butter crackers for my kids. Today was terrible. I had a lab with my students, and I had one group that made chicken parm. I just ate the chicken and the sauce and the cheese that was on it. But the real problem came when a group made cupcakes. So this group, their business plan was a sweet and savory cupcake and cupcake shop, and the recipe that they decided to do was a French toast, maple and bacon sprinkle cupcake. And I had them do it in mini muffin pans. They did stick, and the only part that I got was the muffin, like top of the cupcake. They iced them with a little bit of maple buttercream and sprinkled a couple of bacon sprinkles on top of it. I planned to take one bite. I definitely ate the whole top of it, which was still only 50 calories. But just knowing that I put that in my body makes me nervous. Old habits kind of slipping in, even if it was a small quantity. Had one group make chicken pesto paninis. I kind of dug the middle out of the bread. Had a group do potato soup. I really only had like a bite of that one because they weren't that good. And a group do sliders, so I ate the ground beef in there, which was fine. I've also noticed in the last couple of weeks I have become a little bit more dependent on coffee, and my cream of choice is half and half, and half and half over 5 days a week definitely adds up. I know I could get the fat-free half and half. I didn't because this was leftover from something we did in class, but I have definitely become a little bit more dependent on coffee. Not necessarily the caffeine, because most of the time it is decaf, but just knowing that it's something I feel like I need. And a lot of times I'm drinking it before I've gotten my water in for the day. And a lot of that comes down to me is, do I have my water bottle ready, or do I have to get it ready, halfway through the day? So then I'm left at the end of the night trying to chug some water. This is the rest that I need to drink for today. This is 32 ounces, and I usually drink 2 of them a day. I get kind of bored with water, so I have been doing water enhancers, like the powders or the little squeeze bottles. This one has Gene Pro in it just because I need some protein. I don't like Gene Pro in straight water, but if I use, this is like grape water enhancer, or I really like the orange crush ones also, then it masks the taste of the Gene Pro. And I usually, when I do it in my water, I only put in a half a scoop because it's only 50 calories and I'm still getting 15 grams of protein from it. So if you haven't had Gene Pro, definitely check it out. Trying to think. There was something I wanted to talk to you about tonight. I go to a Bible study after school on Thursdays with some of my coworkers, and it has been really awesome. We're doing a book called Curious Faith. Check it out if you are interested in getting a curious faith in the Lord. And one of our questions today, actually a lot of the questions that we're answering and talking about, I am relating back to weight loss surgery and the reasons I needed weight loss surgery. And one of the questions today really struck me hard, and it was all about what God has promised to us, redemption and grace, and that we are, the heir to Christ and so forth. And one of the questions was, what's the biggest lie that you have ever believed? And I remember since childhood, the big lie that I've believed through college, through my young adult years, basically puberty until the age of 24. I believed that I was not worthy, that I was unattractive, I was fat, and how could any man ever want to marry me? Um, I had no boyfriends through middle and high school. Went to college for 4 years. I did not have a boyfriend. And after I was out of college for about a year and a half, this crazy man could not help it, but he fell in love with me. And that's Jason. That's my husband. My husband was my first boyfriend. And he, at this time, I was the choir director at my church, and he saw me from the congregation, and he said basically to himself, that's the woman that I'm going to marry. And lo and behold, within a couple weeks, we were just sold out on each other. You know, we kind of knew very early into our dating relationship that was the person we were supposed to marry. And it doesn't work for everybody. I don't recommend it, but we were engaged after 3 months of dating. First boyfriend I ever had, and I'm wanting to marry him. And it just showed me this lie that I'd been believing all these years was not true. I am beautiful. I am worthy. I am worth something to somebody, and that they would find me attractive. And, you know, we both found each other attractive, but it was much more on a spiritual and emotional level than a physical level. And, of course, you know, the physical attraction is definitely there, but it started with just that emotional connection. And, you know, in hindsight, I had defined myself. I had defined myself with this body. You know, and I was actually about the same weight that I am right now. I was about 213 when my husband and I met. And at this weight, my husband saw me as beautiful. Even though in my flesh I didn't deserve it. But in who I am in Christ, who God has made me to be, makes me worthy. And I can throw off those lies that I had been believing and trust in God's plan for my life instead of entrusting in my own plan. And, you know, I don't go super spiritual on my YouTube videos at all. But if I had not done this journey without the Lord, I don't believe that I've had the success that I've had. I have not been able to go in my own power. I need to go in the power of the Lord, because this is so life-changing. I cannot do it on my own. I don't trust myself or my habits. But what I do trust is God's plan for me, and putting my trust in Him for the desired outcome. And I knew from the beginning that this would be much more of a spiritual and emotional journey than it would be a physical one. I love the physical changes. I love, you know, the changes in my body and how I feel. But I also love that this is bringing me closer to God. It's also bringing me closer to my husband. So for that reason, I am very thankful. For some reason, YouTube will only let me post 15-minute videos, so I need to wrap it up. But I have really enjoyed watching your videos. I have not been great with commenting, but I'm watching everybody's videos and, you know, seeing the struggles that some of you have, but celebrating your successes. And I truly hope that you are doing well and that you're doing great progress. If you're not, guess what? Your time will come, you know. So anyway, I hope that's been some encouragement to you. I would love to hear, you know, feedback and comments from you on, you know, what percentages of your macronutrients you're getting from different areas. I would love to hear what calorie range you're in. I'm usually about 1,000 calories a day. Maybe I should bring it back down. So anyway, I hope you have a great week. I will be back next week with my 19-week update, and I hope that you have a great day. Thanks, everybody. Bye.